Hiya, folks. This is Rick Emmett of Triumph.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad.
Hi, this is a best-selling author. I threw the best-selling in there. Best-selling author Dick Wybrow.
I'm Melanie from Second Shooter.
This is Jeff with Second Shooter.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Allen from Bridges of Blaze.
Hey, this is Sammy Lee, drummer of the band Red Rain.
Yo guys, it's Mark McKay.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher.
Hola amigos, this is Billy Sheehan.
Hey guys, this is John Karabi.
Hi, this is Jim Valance.
What's up everybody, it's Logan from All the Pretty Things.
Hey guys, it's Leather Leone.
This is Nothing from Inside the Trojan Horse.
What's up guys, Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project.
My name's Reggie and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
The most amazing things that can happen to a human being will happen to you if you lower your expectations. Welcome to the Weekly Pour podcast. Here are your hosts, TBT and Ace.
Holy moly, it feels like it's been 7 years since we've done this show.
Not been that long at all.
Or at least 2 weeks. Welcome. This is episode 155 of the Weekly Pour podcast. I am TBT, that guy over there, in yet a new background once again is Ace. He also has a furry friend to his left, and we may be introduced at some point to Kiefer. But welcome in. If you're in the chat on YouTube, be sure to say hi. If you're watching us on Facebook, comment and say hi as well. Hit the like button if you're on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button so that you get notified when we do a show, which is normally every week, except for last week, but that's okay. We're allowed to take a break once in a while. So yeah, here we are. Welcome. Ace, how in the heck are you?
Well, I'm doing okay. I just moved 3 feet. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I won't ask you why.
You know why. I forgot
Should
my
I
chair.
do the show with a hood on?
Well, you look pretty gangster that way.
Yeah.
Pretty
like
gangster.
Yeah. Real gangster. I guess the people that are listening didn't get to see it, so I'm disappointed.
If you had sunglasses.
Yeah, none.
That would be great.
I got none with me.
But no, I'm doing fine. It was actually nice to have a little break. I love this show, but like you said, nice to have a break.
Yeah, sometimes we got to have it.
You know, and the reason that we took the break didn't matter anyway, because you're still up in the air, aren't you?
Yeah, basically. But that's okay. Whatever. You know, it happens. So that just means that at some point we'll have to take another break. Who knows? Hopefully it'll be like around the holidays, so we could take a holiday break anyway. But who knows? I mean, we don't take a break. All I will say, though, with this being we're recording this and live on the 15th of October, which means we're almost into November, halfway done with October. And then we'll be into December. And then we'll be into season 5. Season 5 of this show. Yeah. 2 listeners for the entire thing, and yet we're going into season 5.
Yeah, we're still trying.
Yeah, all of our followers are from Asia, but that's okay. Whatever. We don't care. But yeah, season 5 coming up, which is kind of cool. Who all's in the chat? Mama TBT is in. Hello, Mama. Mrs. TBT. Pam's in there. Who else is in there? I don't know who else is in there because nobody else is saying hi. Oh, yeah. Extraordinary on vacation, never to be seen in this area again. Moderator Natalie. Glad she could make it.
She said greetings from Florida, right?
I don't know. Did she? No, she didn't. She just said, did you get kicked out again, which is why you're in another background.
It's routine. It's routine at my house for me to get kicked out.
Sure.
And have to find another place.
I mean, is that really that bad? I mean, it's like a weekly vacation.
Yeah, for an hour, right?
For an hour.
Right now, I've got a keeper down on the floor squeaking a ball at me.
I heard that. It was either that or you were playing with it with your foot. I didn't know. Okay. I had something just came across on the news. Wasn't newsworthy. However, did you know?
I like you got a little bar, like a bar, don't you? Just flashing the news, a ticker.
No. A phone. Yeah, it's right on the bottom. It's a little ticker that comes. What's that? Breaking news. Yeah. No, and then I have more stuff up here to watch and see, and it doesn't work. Natalie, I want to know if you are literally sitting on the beach as you're watching this. Oh, this is breaking news. The notorious Lost Cause, which is a band out of Lawrence County, Indiana, they're actually listening in on the podcast as well. So we want to welcome in Lost Cause. Look them up on Facebook if you need a band to play your show, your bar, your party. Look them up. Lost Cause. You know what? I'll throw them up on our socials once we're done.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
But that's good. We would like to welcome them, so appreciate it. Natalie says, nope, I'm not. We are headed to dinner currently. Headed to dinner. It's like 8 o'clock.
Vacation, man. Just whenever you feel like doing something, you do it.
Yeah.
No schedule. I'll tell you what I did. Finally, it's taken since last January for this to happen.
A bath?
Yes.
Excellent.
No. I've got my home gym set up in my garage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your garage gym.
Yeah. So that's just a piece of the puzzle. But I got it set up and I used it today.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's exciting news because I finally, since January, I've had this. It's been sitting at someone else's house.
Right.
Not only do I borrow this house for the podcast, I have another house of another friend I store things in. So
yeah,
I moved it from there to my house, and
it's all of the money that we're raking in from the subscribers to the Weekly Pour podcast.
Well, it was $100 on Marketplace. I mean,
oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's all the combined money for 4 seasons from everybody on here.
But today I broke it in and I used it. It was awesome.
So we don't have a moderator anymore. She just left. She says, gonna run, gonna eat. I'll catch up later. What kind of moderator just leaves in the middle of the show? It's a free for all. You guys do what you want. Too bad Wes isn't in the chat because then he could do whatever he wanted.
Right. He would have free reign.
Yeah. But the good thing is that nobody will get kicked out. Because we don't kick people out. She does.
No, I'm too busy trying to keep up with you.
I've not even started on anything yet. Where's the dog?
Right next to me.
They need some camera time.
I can't catch him.
I hope he bites you. Kiefer.
Can you hear the squeaky?
Yeah, I hear the squeak. Try taking the squeaky away.
I am. Keepers move too far away.
What's funny is that you were trying to do that and not lose eye contact with your camera, which I thought was kind of funny. It's okay to turn your head. We got a lot of news. We got a lot of news. Hey, have you closed your pool?
No, I have barely started the process.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I'm really lucky right now because I don't have a lot of leaves in it. I hardly have any leaves.
Right.
I worked on it, got some of them out, and I got the net ready to put out. And then we ordered the chemicals, and we're kind of just waiting on that. But I'm so afraid that we're going to wait so long to close this pool that the leaves will all be in it. Every leaf that ever fell down from a tree will be in my pool like last year, and that's a nightmare. That's a nightmare.
Yes.
Trying to get everything out of your pool.
What doesn't help is when it's 75, 78 degrees during the day. Nice squeaky. And then like 50 at night. Because we haven't closed ours either. Yeah. We've started the process. I took the steps out.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, I was going to do it this weekend, but I don't think it's going to be cool enough.
What do you mean cool enough?
Well, your water temperature needs to be at a specific temperature or below so that you don't close it, put a cover over it, and then start, making like lots of freaking algae and growing shrooms.
Yeah, I don't know if we ever worried about that.
Oh yeah, I looked it up. I Googled it, kind of like Kirk Signetti. I Googled it. 65 degrees.
Okay, I haven't measured the temperature of my pool, but I don't think it's 65 degrees. It's pretty chill.
Stick it right in the butt of the pool.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the most reliable. That's what I've heard.
I got a big pool. It's hard to warm the thing up anyway.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for it to drop below 65 before I do it. And I checked it yesterday and I was close. It's 66. But it was also like 81 degrees today. So it probably went up to 67. I don't know. I'll do it sometime. Maybe this weekend. Kiefer! Oh, look. There's the old pup. How old is that dog?
Like 10.
Wow. He looks
Something
good.
like that.
He looks good
Yeah.
for 70.
Yeah, he's a good dog.
Oh, yeah. I love Kiefer. Never met him.
Kiefer has like a torn ACL, and it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it's running. This dog runs around like a crazy person.
Oh, maybe you just can't feel it.
You just get over it. You get used to it. Shawn Michaels famously wrestled with 2 ACLs torn.
That's very
Never
true.
got him fixed.
My dog tried to do that and could not do anything. So I got her ACL, MCL, AT&T repaired.
Oh yeah, well, I remember that. We discussed that on the show when it happened.
It wasn't stupid. Yeah, I'd do it again with somebody else's money. Whatever. So we had a lot of stuff to cover, a lot of stuff to get into. Some of which is kind of like it kind of has built on some of the other stuff that we've talked about in past episodes. So if you are a regular listener, you're going to know some of this stuff as well and be like, oh yeah, I remember those guys talking about that. A couple of the stories. The one I'm going to start off with, I'm going to start off talking about Ozzy because there's some stuff out right now that I didn't realize until about 4 days ago that things were out. And I'll kind of go into detail here in a minute. But one of the things that I text you about, and I'm like, hey, you need to watch this. And then I posted it on the show socials. Paramount Plus has basically it's an Ozzy Osbourne documentary that I didn't know existed. I was literally looking for the one that the BBC put out, where they postponed because of Ozzy's death. And then they did it, whatever it was, a month later or whatever. Well, come to find out.
I believe I watched that actually a few weeks ago.
Come to find out, Paramount Plus has one. It's like 2 hours long. Put that in perspective. The BBC documentary is 59 minutes. It is literally an hour. That's it. So I watched this Paramount Plus. I'm going to read the description real quick because I think...
Is it new?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. Yes, it is just as new, I'm assuming, as the BBC documentary, because what's weird is that I don't know if they had to have been filmed at the same time. Almost like this Paramount Plus documentary is the entire thing. And then the BBC documentary, they were like, yeah, we're just going to cut an hour. We're going to take an hour out of this and we're going to air it. Because I ended up watching the BBC one. I finished it last night. And it was almost like watching literally just an hour of the Paramount Plus. So go to the Paramount Plus. You get basically an extra hour. It's phenomenal. I
would think you'd need a little time to tell that story. More than an hour.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to Ozzy's career to cover if you want to get the whole picture.
But here's the thing: it's not even about his entire career. This covers 3 years. That's it. 3 years.
Which 3 years?
His last.
Oh wow.
So you are really getting a look into his failing health. I mean, you really are. The stuff he went through starting 3 years ago until his death in July, but you're going to see how he went from being extremely healthy to really, really bad. But then what he did to prepare for this show, you know, the final one that he did,
right
back to the beginning, what he did to get there, he almost couldn't even fly to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
When he was inducted. This is covered in this documentary through Paramount Plus. It talks about that because it was like literally the day before he was supposed to fly from LA to Cleveland. And I don't want to spoil it too much, but my man had blood clots. And if he wasn't cleared, he wasn't going to be able to fly and attend his own enshrinement into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Very well worth it. Jack's in it.
Well, that explains some of the reason why we weren't seeing him perform or even stand, you know, anywhere. I mean, he was just off the side of the stage there watching other people perform and honor him. But we all knew his health was bad, but it's a lot worse, it sounds like, than what we thought.
Yes, absolutely. And there is some footage from the Hall of Fame. We get footage and are able to watch the basically I don't want to say the sound check, but the rehearsal. And it's phenomenal. If you love that kind of, behind the scenes kind of, we've talked about it with the WWE stuff. You get that behind the scenes stuff. It's awesome. And the photos that were taken and all of the people, there's a specific scene, not going to give it away. There's a specific scene that's going on. Jelly Roll was not able to make it. All right. But all of a sudden, somebody starts singing the song that they were playing. And I'm just going to leave it at that. It's phenomenal. Real quick, I'm going to read this description from Paramount Plus. It's called Ozzy, No Escape from Now. It is an immersive look at the final years of the singer and twice elected Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, with an effective balance of humor and joy of life moments set against an honest look at Osbourne's health struggles. As it anticipates Ozzy's farewell to the stage and his fans, No Escape platforms the power of music as a healing agent. That's nothing. That doesn't even put this show into perspective. There's been tons of stuff that we've seen and, we've been like, oh, okay, cool. We'll talk about it on the show. This one had to be put on socials to get that word out there a little bit more because it's phenomenal.
Well, I think we're going to see a lot more of these documentaries come out. There's the two you talked about. Wouldn't be surprised, and maybe we've talked about it even. There might be a biopic in the works. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
And then we were talking before the show about the TV show on Hulu, Into the Void, where they have a Randy Rhoads episode, which intertwines with Ozzy's story as well.
Sure.
Which is good stuff. If you get time to watch that, you can really get a good comprehensive feel for the career, and as you said, the last few weeks of his how many months? 3 months.
This is 3 years.
3 years of his life, which that was a constant struggle of trying to stay functional, stay relevant, and just live every day. to get through the day. I mean, he was in that time putting out a couple records, didn't he? As
Yeah,
well.
patient number 9 is
Right.
discussed on the Paramount Plus thing, as
What
well
about the covers
as
record? When did the covers record come out?
yeah. There's some other things, and the last line on here where it says the power of music as a healing agent. That you need to keep that in the back of your mind if you plan on going and watching this, because when you watch this documentary, you will see just how much the music and basically Ozzy going into the studio to do something flipped a freaking switch. Unreal. There's one particular scene. I'll kind of give this away. One particular scene where he goes into the studio to record. I don't remember what it was. He was Gods of Rock and Roll. I don't know. Whatever the song was, he goes in, right. And he's frail. I mean, he's bad. And you're like, man, how's he going to be able to do that? His nurse, caretaker, whatever it is, you can hear her, and she says, okay, guys, we just need to go ahead and get this done and over with. So they do, and Ozzy does his part, and it's Ozzy, so it's phenomenal. And then it was like that switch was flipped, and he is back to his old self, laughing, joking, talking about music. And yeah, I can't say enough good words about it. For this is not your typical VH1 behind the music, from back in the day. This is well put together. Um, I honestly wish it was about 4 hours long, because there's just so much. Mrs. TBT would not want it to be 4 hours long, because I will admit here in front of everybody that there were some tears flowing towards the end of it, because I was like, man, this is rough.
Yeah,
But
that would
it's,
be hard to watch.
oh man.
Yeah, that would be hard to watch, knowing that this is how this guy's living day to day, and that he doesn't have that much longer.
Yeah. I mean, you're literally following him until the end of Back to the Beginning. And then he died 12 days later. So you get him, I think you get him a week after or 5 days after the concert. And then, it's over because they were done, filming or whatever. But then, of course, the last part's going to be the funeral, or at least the procession,
Right.
and the statements on the screen. It was, 5 days later, the world lost, Ozzy Osbourne, rock and roll icon, blah blah blah. But to watch that 3 years, um, roller coaster, for Ozzy, roller coaster of emotions for whoever's watching, for the family. I mean, what the family went through. Um, and,
Right.
and of course, they moved back to England. And that's part of what the BBC documentary focuses on, is that move, because they went back to England. So
Right.
you watch it, and if you watch it with open eyes and an open mind, you see you see all these dominoes sticking up. All these puzzle pieces coming together, moving back to Birmingham, having this final show, and man.
And that's why coming to the States for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was such a thing that was in
Mm.
question.
No, he was in LA. He was
Oh,
already
he was in
here.
L.A.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was the
okay.
point of flying.
That was after the fact
Yeah, it was the flying from LA to
to
Cleveland.
Cleveland. So just that
Yes.
was already difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
Time. This is how time flies. Patient number 9 came out in 2022.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it felt like a year ago.
It really did. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And yeah, so it's saying the documentary that you're talking about, No Escape from Now, highlights the session that led directly to his Ordinary Man album as a turning point through mythic rebirth and collaboration.
Yeah.
So even in this condition, that's where you're talking about the healing power of music. He's still able to do some of this stuff because he wants to do this stuff. That's what I always said, was that maybe he's not touring and won't tour because he wanted to tour. We know that.
Oh, yeah.
But he could put out records, I thought, depending on condition, for however long he wanted to.
Yeah,
You
if
know,
his health held up.
Yeah, he could do that for as long as he wanted to, and still putting out pretty good records. Patient Number 9 itself was not too bad at all, really.
I'm not mistaken. He won a Grammy for that.
I think you're right. I'd have to look, but
yeah. Now, right before all of this happened, before those documentaries came out and all that, Ozzy actually finished a book that I have yet to read. But this was a book that he completed just before his death, and it was called Last Rites. There's another puzzle piece that in an excerpt from this upcoming Last Rites, Ozzy Osbourne finally came out and gave his most favorite drug ever. This is probably going to get us canceled from YouTube because we said drug. But when he was reflecting on delivering Mama, I'm Coming Home in the Birmingham show 3 weeks before his death, having conquered decades of addiction issues before his passing at age 76, he stated that being on stage surrounded by friends and fans had been the best drug of his life. That's kind of saying something when you think of Ozzy and everything he has done, from snorting ants and, all that fun stuff. But is this newsworthy? No, not necessarily, but it also kind of brings the human side of Ozzy to where
well, it makes me think of the farewell tour, the tour to end all tours, because we all knew better, and I'm not saying that as a marketing ruse. I'm saying
right.
that instead of saying I just need a break, we call it a retirement tour. Well, it's not a retirement tour. You're just you enjoy the touring too much, the fans, the stage, that sort of thing, and it becomes a rush for people that are good at this stuff.
Yeah.
So anymore, everyone that does this, just say you need a break. Don't say you're retiring. Nope.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. There's a band doing it right
Exactly.
now.
Right. Now, one of the things that just came out in the news yesterday, there is speculation right now that a Back to the Beginning concert may be coming to the United States, maybe as early as next year. The firm Monowise Limited has registered the name Back to the Beginning to be trademarked in the United States. They are registering the name under the category of entertainment services in the nature of live musical performance, with the documents also requesting legal protection for related merchandise. Here's the kicker. If you do not know who Monowise Limited is, Monowise, it's Monowise. Monowise Limited was established in 1979 and is Ozzy's business entity responsible for managing his trademarks, music rights, and other commercial interests. So that tells me that his legal team, aka Sharon, says, yeah, we're doing something. The concert, this is what the speculation is that the concert may be turned into an annual memorial type of an event to honor the life and legacy of Ozzy, because of that submitted trademark application for Back to the Beginning in the United States. Think Ozfest, think Lollapalooza, Louder Than Life, Back to the Beginning. It's going to become an annual thing, and I am stoked. It'll probably be in LA. It's not going to be a tour. I'm sure it'll be someplace like LA. I would love it if it was down the road in Louisville. That's a huge area.
you could tour with it in the sense that you can move it year to year.
Right. Kind of like what they
Like,
used to do with the World's Fair.
Or WrestleMania.
Or WrestleMania, what they used
Right.
to do.
Well, before you made it into this memorial thing, when you were talking about that, my first thought was, do we want to do it again? Because that last one was such a special event. When we start making things annual, does it water it down, or does it enhance it and let people do, as you say, memorialize someone that we all cared about musically and we related to?
No, I don't think it'll water it down at all, because I don't think it's going to be back to the beginning esque. As we know, this is the last performance of Ozzy ever. I think what this is going to be is just going to be an annual, we'll call it a festival, an annual festival back to the beginning. Let's remember Ozzy, but let's have all of these bands. And it's going to be like, hey, without Ozzy, we would have never had this. Yay. Good job.
Yeah.
We love you,
But what
Ozzy. And that's it.
but what was the original intent, the intent period of Back to the Beginning, right? What was it?
Sure.
That was about Black Sabbath.
Right.
And getting the original members of Black Sabbath together to play one last time. And Ozzy passing has made this into an Ozzy thing. So now, how do you handle that going forward?
I think marketing is how you do that, because now you're going to market it as the original Back to the Beginning was a legacy tribute to Black Sabbath, the final performance by Ozzy Osbourne. So there's that mystique. Let's say this thing goes on for 20 years. Let's say it goes on for 50 years, long after we're gone. And our kids, grandkids, whatever, can be like, yeah, my parents watched the first one with that old dude named Ozzy. Who knows? But I think marketing and the ability to hold on to that name Back to the Beginning is good. But nothing will ever replace the first one. That would kind of be like if they went back to the Moscow Music Peace Festival and they did that again. Nothing's ever going to beat the first one. But they did it. They just did it.
Well,
Think of Farm Aid.
Right. And if you're not careful, those things devolve over time too, because Farm Aid has devolved over time. It's not what it once was, and it's changed hands in how it's handled, or who's marketing it, or people aren't interested. I'm not sure. So that's the sort of thing. It's hard to sustain these things forever.
Right.
Right now, Louder Than Life, which we just talked about a couple weeks back, it's kind of hitting a peak. I mean, it's a huge event. It's one of the bigger ones I can think of in the U.S.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll keep that going as long as possible. But I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to see some sort of not only a tribute to Ozzy, but a tribute to metal as well.
Mm-hmm.
A celebration, let's say.
Well, I don't think it's going to be a tribute to Ozzy. I think it's just going to be in memorial of Ozzy, but not necessarily I wouldn't market it that way, because eventually the nostalgia is going to die off, like you said.
Right.
I don't think it'll be that. I think it'll be just, the first one was for Ozzy, and Ozzy's name will always be synonymous in his face and, the iconness. But, do something for, what do you do? Do you do Zeppelin? Do you do Queen? Do you do Judas Priest, at some point? What about Lemmy? Let's do something with Motorhead and all that. So it's doable. I'm very, very, very interested to see how Sharon and whoever else is going to be involved actually do market this.
Well, and that's the thing that came out of the Back to the Beginning was who else could warrant such a thing? Like we talked about Aerosmith, we talked about Zeppelin. You could do those things with other bands.
Yeah.
If you wanted to. Like you said, though, we don't know what this will be or what it'll look like. I think an annual event would work, done properly. I just don't want to water down the specialness of that original thing.
It could literally turn into what we have always wanted, and that was a real rock and roll heavy metal Hall of Fame.
Oh, well, yeah, and we already know that we have someone that can head that committee because Leather Leone and all the three of us were going to, create one.
Yeah. We
and
need
a
to
TV
reach out to
show.
Sharon and be like, hey, we've got these ideas already.
Metal Idol. Was it? We were going to do like Metal Idol or something, weren't we?
Because our first thing for that would be finding a singer for Skid Row.
That's right. Man, they're quiet.
That's all
Got
right.
any Skid Row?
Let them be for a little bit.
Got any Skid Row news?
No, thank goodness. Now we're going to follow up with what you just said a while ago about when you talk about retiring and then you don't. Hashtag Motley Crue, hashtag Kiss, hashtag every other band in the world. However, 10 years ago, the mighty Rush retired, never to tour again. That was
right. That was in the wake of Neil Peart's death.
Right.
They had done I think it was the RS-40 tour, which they didn't market as a farewell tour, I don't believe.
No.
My brother and I wanted to go to that. We talked about it.
Brother,
and I'm like,
you just went
it's
caveman
Rush.
for a second.
It's Rush. They'll be back. They tour all the time. I was wrong. I was so wrong.
Were you though?
No, well, now years later, it's time though. They've announced this North American tour, right? They have a new drummer. Do you have the name handy? I don't have it pulled up.
I do. So it was just announced. That news came out almost a week ago. I think about 10 days ago. That Rush have officially announced a reunion and 2026 tour, of course, featuring Geddy Lee and Alex, as well as new drummer. I spent 30 minutes. She's amazing. She gives off Ronda Rousey vibes.
On the drums.
Yes. I spent 30 minutes trying to figure out how to pronounce her name. I believe it is Annika Nils. 2 L's, which means it's Nils, and then not a long I. Annika Nils. That's what we're going to go with.
It took you 2 hours to figure out Annika Nils?
Well, it could be Annika. She's German. It could be Annika. And it could be Nillis, Nihilus. I don't know. So yeah, took 2 hours, 30 minutes. Still never found it. Heard some people calling her Annika, some people calling her Anika. Doesn't matter. German female drummer. I've listened to some of her stuff. She's incredible.
I have too.
She is the part of the drummer for help me out here. Who was it? Jeff Beck. Jeff Beck's band.
She just toured to Jeff Beck.
And she's got some full-length albums out. I think 4 of them. Yeah, she's good. So
I was surprised. I didn't think they would tour again as Rush. I thought it would be something like Lifeson Lee, or
sure,
just some other thing, because that Rush moniker carries a lot of weight.
Yeah,
and then when you bring a drummer in, and while you're replacing Geddy and all this stuff, but they're doing it the right way. They've come out and announced this tour, announced this drummer, and back to the tribute thing. Every night they're going to be honoring Neil Peart, and making it more of an event in that way. I heard that you should not expect a 3-hour show because these guys are older guys, right? Don't expect a 3-hour show. Maybe 2. And I'm like, 2 hours of Rush. I mean, that's still a significant chunk of music, right? But with Rush, depending on the set list, that could be 4 songs. You know,
3 songs performed by Rush. You're right,
you know,
though. It could.
yeah, it's side A of 2112 or whatever, you know. But I'm excited. Tickets sold out quick too. I don't know if you paid attention.
Stupid
They
fast.
they were out in a couple of hours,
Yeah.
gone, and of course for the prices that you would expect. You know, in the pre-sale they were up in the hundreds. You know,
Yeah.
so I nothing I didn't expect. They may even add more shows. But did you see that they're doing like, is it four or five shows at the Forum?
Yeah, they're 2 actually.
I thought it was more than that. I thought they added some.
Not that I've seen. They've got they're doing 2 shows at most places that they're going to, because they're not doing a lot of tour dates. They're only doing a handful, kicking off June 7th and 9th in LA at the Forum. So you got June 7th, they recuperate for a day, and then they're coming back on the 9th to the Forum. But then they go to Mexico, which is going to be 11 days later, or 9 days later. They're going to Mexico City. I never knew that there was a Rush big fandom in Mexico.
Why not?
I didn't say it was bad. I'm surprised.
Right here, Rush. 4 shows at the Forum in Los Angeles, June 7th, 9th, 11th, 13th. So
Mr. T, who's in the chat, just so you know, says that Rush is overrated. Alex is a good guitarist, but I won't be seeing them again without Neil. And I understand that. How many bands are out there that don't have all their original members, and you're like, I'm not going to go see them?
Well, this is different in the sense that this is a guy that was so integral to the sound. Now you're doing stuff I do. Integral to the sound of the band.
Right.
Integral to the musical shift.
Well, this was your timekeeper.
Well, the musical shift that they took after the first record. The lyricist. You know, the musical director in many ways.
Right.
You know, I mean, just a huge chunk of that band was based around one guy because, you know, he was such a big part of it. So I get it. If you don't want to see them again, but I don't begrudge these guys at all. They've been itching to play. Alex and Geddy have been itching to play for years.
Right.
They just didn't know how to go about it. They didn't know if it was a good timing. When was a good time to do it anyway?
Sure.
How should you go about it? I think they're going about it the right way. I mean, who else have we seen do this just recently? Lincoln Park.
Mm-hmm. True.
And they waited. How long did they? I mean, they waited a while.
Yeah.
To debut a new singer, debut a new record. Yeah, I don't know if we'll see new Rush music. I don't know if anyone wants new Rush music. I think right now we're going to be happy with what we get here because it's going to, and not only that, it's not going to be 3 people up on stage.
No,
they're going to have they're actually going to have a keyboard player. You know, they're going to have other instrumentalists up there to fill out the sound. And Geddy will have to run back and forth to play keyboards, bass, sing, and all those things, which is good, I think.
Well, they're doing a handful of tours. If any of these places are around you, feel free to go see them. Fort Worth, if you can find a ticket. Fort Worth, Chicago, New York, Toronto, and rounding out in Cleveland. More dates could be announced later, but that's what we have now. If you didn't hear, Gene Simmons was recently hospitalized. Everybody's freaking out. It's another artist who's hospitalized. Homie got into a fender bender. That's straight from his mouth. It's a fender bender. It happens, especially to crappy drivers. And he called himself a crappy driver. A police spokesperson said that he careened across several lanes of traffic before hitting a parked vehicle. He says that he may have passed out or something.
Didn't they say something about adjusting his medication?
Yeah. Shannon, his wife, Shannon Tweed, talked to a NBC, I think, out in Los Angeles, and said that the doctors had recently changed his medication. He was dehydrated, blah, blah, blah. And he's been ordered to drink more water, which apparently did not sit well with him.
Yeah, I don't know what Gene Simmons drinks, but he seemed irritated.
Blood of
He
demons.
drinks blood.
Yeah, blood of demons. He did put out a tweet or a post on X thanking everybody for their kind wishes, and he says, "I'm completely fine." And then we're talking about horrible drivers and admitted that he was one of them. So, yeah, don't forget they're supposed to start performing the Kiss Cruise Landlocked in Vegas, which takes place November 14th through 16th at Virgin Hotels in Los Angeles. I just had to bring it up. Moderator Natalie sent me a text like 4 days later. She's like, "Oh my gosh, Gene Simmons is in the hospital." And I'm like, "That's like old news. He's at home now. He's fine." And she said, "Oh, I just read it on Reddit." So then I called her out and said, "Who in the world gets their news on Reddit? That's her problem." Anyway, she'll appreciate that when she gets back or listen to this later. Gene Simmons, had this accident, and he is so healthy now and so good that he actually just days after this horrible accident officiated the wedding of Anthrax drummer Charlie and Butcher Babies singer Carla Harvey. Those two got hitched, and Gene Simmons officiated
What a
it.
pair.
Heck yeah. There's footage, of course, that's all over the interwebs of Gene doing the officiating. I don't know if he's ever done that before, but I mean, I don't mean to be a jerk here, but okay. I mean, I get it. It's a rock and roll wedding. It's a metal wedding. There's people from Dream Theater, Nickelback, Pantera, Motley Crue. Eddie Trunk was there. All these cool things. Congratulations to Carla and Charlie.
Yeah.
Gene, I'm glad that you weren't in a hospital bed and could actually get up and do the officiating. Here's my thing. If I ever decide to get remarried or married again or renew my vows, I want Gene officiating. I take it in full makeup, full costume.
What's he going to charge you for that?
$7,000 a minute.
Right, exactly. And since you requested the makeup, it goes up.
$17,000 a minute. Yeah, you know it.
I'm just glad that, I'm serious. I'm glad that, if you're going to careen across several lanes of traffic, that you might as well smash into a car that's got no one in it, thank goodness.
Yeah, and not have one that's coming at you and hit you.
Yeah, no one was in the other car, right?
I don't know.
It said
no, I guess not.
It just said parked car.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been anyone sitting in the car, but it sounds like it was just about Gene, huh?
Although he was shaken from the experience.
Yeah, well, I'm sure.
Whatever.
And I hate. I hope he's healthy. I hope he can make his show in November. I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Sammy Hagar, of course, back in the news again.
He's a busy guy. Happy
Sammy
birthday, by the way. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Sammy.
That was his birthday. We're a little late.
He's back in the news and says there's still something that he wants to achieve. And I was thinking, I wonder what that could be. I was thinking it was going to be something silly, something funny. Turns out, actually kind of makes sense. Sammy's always all about outdoing himself. And I think that's why he doesn't stop. Other than the fact that I think he's one of those that believes if he stops, he's done.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it before. A lot of people who retire from their job or whatever, then they go downhill fast.
Yeah, they sit in a chair and they never do anything.
Right.
And then they're dead.
This is what's keeping Sammy going at 93 years old, and he's still jumping it like crazy.
No, not quite. What is he, 78?
I think, I was going to say 77 or 78. But anyway, he's always outdoing himself. And one of the things he says he wants, and this somewhat surprises me, I think, he wants to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a solo artist. Maybe even, a Lifetime Achievement Award. But he wants to be in there as a solo artist.
I don't know why he wouldn't be.
Because he's alive.
Right. This is a guy who his solo career, of course, has been his bread and butter.
Yeah.
When the Montrose thing went belly up, he had to become a solo artist. And then he joins Van Halen. We know all about that. But when that ended, what's he revert to? His solo career for a very long time.
Yeah.
Until he never abandoned it.
Well, I mean, the circle. Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting ready to say.
He never really abandoned it, even though he's doing these other projects. I mean, shoot, I think just for his run in the early 80s with VOA and Three Lock Box and, Standing Hampton, those are great records.
Yeah.
And yeah, he deserves it. More than deserves it.
And I don't blame him. I'm reading the chat. Pam said that Brian says he's the Red Rocker all on his own. That's great. I love it's Brian from Lost Cause, by the way.
Yeah.
Sammy, you're right. He does deserve it. He's nonstop. And I think that's what Sammy's thing is going to be. Look, I didn't stop. He's not poking fun at anybody that has, because there are certainly individuals out there that have had to. Hashtag Ozzy. Ozzy made it in before his death, thank goodness, so he could take part in it. But if you look at the contributions that Sammy has done, I think it's right up there. Nonstop.
Okay. Poll the rock stars that came after Montrose and how many of them talk about those Montrose records influencing them. And that's not just Ronnie Montrose. That's Sammy Hagar included.
Who is one in particular I can think right off the top of my head? Sebastian Bach.
There you go. And that right there, just that, and then his career after that, I Can't Drive 55, Heavy Metal. Those are staples on AOR radio right now. Your Love Is Driving Me Crazy, Three Lock Box. He had a run. I'll Fall in Love Again. He had a run. Eagles Fly. We could go on and on and on. And there's no reason. His output as a solo artist is as high quality as his Van Halen output, his Montrose output, his Chicken Foot output. It's just as solid and just as high level.
Yeah.
And he's had the longevity, and he's not lost a thing vocally, or with his guitar work. People don't think about that. He's a stellar guitar player. When he joined Van Halen, much to some people's chagrin, that gave Eddie an opportunity to play the keyboards like he wanted to do a little bit more. When they did the keyboard thing, they did that live. Some of those guitar parts, when they did it live, with Sammy playing those guitar parts as well. Not that he's on the level of Eddie Van Halen.
No.
But he's a very good guitar player.
Exactly. Some people have been asking him how long it's going to be before he retires. Everybody brings up the retirement question. Sammy's answer to that is basically Vegas is retirement, because he's doing all these Vegas shows. Vegas is retirement. This is a quote from him. He goes, "We'll
That's
go
a
out
night off."
Yeah, exactly. This quote, he says, "We'll go out and do some shows here and there, but it really is a way to do it longer, being in Vegas and doing the residency. Anyone can sing longer there. A drummer can play longer. His body will last longer because he gets a good night's sleep, good food. You don't have to travel, just rest all day."
Right.
There you go. It's the secret to longevity. Just retire in Vegas and play a residency. Rock and roll is the doctor.
Well, and I get it. At his age, and he does not have to tour like he did before. He wanted to tour when he did the Best of All Worlds tour
Yeah.
because he wanted to bring that music back around to all the people that supported it over the years. But yeah, this residency thing's been great for him, and it's a thing. You go to Vegas to do these things. You base your vacation around seeing Sammy or seeing a magic show or whatever it is. And there's so many things you can do out there. It's not just that, but that's a huge part of it.
Is it the Bellagio that has the fountains?
Yes.
Okay. I wouldn't go see that. That's stupid.
What's that?
The fountains.
Okay.
I'd rather watch Triple H. The last thing we're going to bring up this evening is we talked about this, I want to say probably 2 weeks ago, maybe even it was the week before. I don't know. But finally, we have word from the top hat wearing Slash himself that a new Guns N' Roses album is coming.
Is it? Tell me more.
So, according to Slash and our friends at Loudwire, who actually covered this interview with Guitar World, Slash says there is so much material at this point. It's a matter of having the discipline to sit down and get into it. But the thing with Guns is, in my experience, says Slash, you can never plan ahead. You can never sit down and go, we're going to take this time and we're going to do this. Every time we've done it, it falls apart. He shared that the band has a rather spontaneous creative process and that everyone in the band has been thinking about releasing a new record. So it's coming. Rest assured. Just don't know when.
And they tour so much. They're almost to the point of overexposure with how much they've toured lately.
Really?
You don't think so?
No.
Oh my gosh! It seems like
I would say that about I'm going to get struck by lightning for saying this, but I would almost say this about Metallica.
Oh no!
More than I would say that about Guns N' Roses.
No, because Metallica's not hitting the same cities,
year
after year.
I get that.
It's an extensive, lengthy tour,
Yeah, this is year 15.
It's been going on, man. It's been going on. But my point is they don't stop touring. So it's hard to throw a record out there, and they may be sitting on the bus noodling some ideas around. I don't know. I don't know if they even use a bus anymore or if they're flying separate, whatever they do, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, they've not been touring very long. The only dates that they've got booked are their remaining 2025 concerts in South America. But to all of 2024, they took off completely until they played some shows in Europe this past summer. So who knows? 2027 could be the year of GNR.
Okay, and I wonder what that'll be like. I wonder what it will sound like. It would be interesting to hear what it sounds like.
I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I just hope it's good.
Well, you're getting Slash, Duff, Axel. You're getting those guys again. There's people that like Chinese Democracy a lot.
Hasn't that been released like 3 times?
Well, I don't know about that, but it's that was an album that took years to get completed and was a hodgepodge of different people on that record. But if he can put that record out and people like that one, imagine what they can do with the original guys.
Right, I agree. Because Duff and Slash both have continued to put out music, so it's really just going to depend on Axel. And it's going to depend on whether or not he can do his thing. So,
right. Or if
time will tell. Time will tell.
Okay.
Okay. Well, hey, guess what? That's all we got for this week. That's probably been the fastest hour that has ever went by in 60 minutes. Be sure to tune in next week where our special guest will be me and Ace once again. And if you've got any questions, feel free to send us an email at theweeklypourpodcast@gmail.com. And you can also remember, you can call in, leave us a voicemail, or even send us a text at 747-333-89. That's 747-333-8977. We'll see you guys next week.